fighters. It is going to be UFC 319 with Marc G, and we found a straggler on the fucking streets, folks. From the streets of Brooklyn, New York, it's Mr. Yes. So, guys, I have my two UFC experts from the community coming on to give you the realest, the dealest, the holy feelest of all the information for UFC 319. As always, I'm your Highness, the hostess with the mostest. Ted's on the ones and twos. You can't see or hear him, but he's working the magic in the background. But first, you know him with all the other shows. Marc G, UFC with Marc G, Marc Gutierrez. How you doing, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Fan-fucking-tastic. And brand new to the show, he's been lurking in the backgrounds like a rat in the sewers in New York City. Mr. Yes, he's been on a fucking tear on the UFC. The last month or so, roughly, how much are you up on the UFC?
I don't know. I think like
Stupid.
2 or 3 cards ago, it was like 40 units on one card and then like another 20 on the next week. But
Stupid
we're up,
amount
definitely.
of money. Stupid amount of money. So anyways, he's on. He's a little more aggressive. I like to say he handles more of the exotic type stuff. Marc's a little bit more on the straight and narrow. And so I think the combination of both, that's where I come in. I'm going to take both their insights and then blend it together and hopefully come up with the perfect bet card for this fight night for us. Ted, are you ready? He said yes. You can't hear. I can hear. He says yes. Marc's ready. James is ready. I'm ready. Let's fucking jump into it. Ted, pull me up the first fight. And if you're new to the show or listening to the first time, I do my best to mispronounce every fighter's name. Marc tries to correct me, and we still get it wrong.
Pretty much. Yep, pretty much.
All right, the first fight, we're going to skip a couple of these little first bullshit fights that nobody gives a fuck about. But a guy that's he's a fucking lunatic. He's a wild man. If you've ever seen him fight, Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. So Ted's got it pulled up on the screen. The honorary first time in the show has got to start us off. So Mr. Yes, James, I want your take on this fight first.
Well, I like the young kid Hooper. I think he's going to swarm this guy, Hernandez. I mean, that's his style with the wrestling. And I think in like his last 5 fights, he's gotten the sub. So if there's any way to bet it, I would take Hooper by submission or by decision. I don't know what the odds are on that. I could see, hold on one second, on the double chance. But if not, I would just straight by sub. 150 on the Hooper sub, and the double chance would be sub decision minus 250, not worth it.
All right, so we have the Chase Hooper fight here pulled up on DraftKings odds. Guys, again, always remember, shop those fucking lines. We could go to a different book and get way better odds, but you don't know if you don't check. So you got to shop those lines.
FanDuel, the sub is plus 175, and on DK, it's plus 150. So I would bet it on FanDuel.
Prime example, shop those lines. That's a quarter per dollar. So every dollar you risk, you get another quarter just by picking the right book. So it's on the screen there. So what it would be Chase Hooper to win by submission. It shows here 150. This is DraftKings. Like Mr. Yes said, FanDuel has better odds, but make sure you shop all those books available to you. Marc, how do you see this fight going?
Oh, yeah. Chase is definitely growing into being a big 155. Alex is a smaller 155. Alex's only way he can win this is by trying to initiate the wrestling, and that's exactly what I think Chase submits him also.
So takedown average, obviously, I'm just going to speak to you if for some reason you're only listening to this. Chase is 2.59 average per 15 minutes, where Hernandez is 1.24. Accuracy is pretty much the same. Now, Hernandez has 71% takedown defense. That's pretty darn good, Marc. You know, we look at these numbers a lot each week, and that is definitely on the higher end of takedown defense. Now, submissions, look, Hernandez is not submitting anybody. Hooper, based upon, now look, this is competition based, because if he's going against guys that are not good defensive grapplers, these submission numbers could be off. Do me this, Ted, jump on Hooper. I want to see his last couple fights. Who did he go against? What kind of fighters did he go against? And Mark, I'm going to need your help on this. Go view fight history there for me, please. So Miller is not a ground guy. He's a stand-up and box guy, right?
They've been giving him like kind of layups because he's young.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
But so he wins by submission against Gouda. But what kind of fighter is this Gouda guy, Mark? Do you know?
So,
Guida's
Guida's a wrestler, so that's why he got submitted. Miller's actually I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in BJJ, so that's why he wasn't able to submit him there.
Okay. And then Barashkov, I know that guy, not a big
He's
fan.
a striker.
Fucking Levitt.
Submitting Levitt has really good jiu-jitsu too, so that was a big submission.
Garcia. What kind of fighter is Garcia?
A stand-up boxer.
Okay, so this is what I want to see. So total strikes, he got fucking smashed. Scroll down a little bit for me, Ted. I want to see that with that bottom. Significant strikes, 20. Okay, go to knockdowns. Knock him down 3 times. Go up. So this was he got knocked out in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, Garcia's a beast.
When was this? This was October 29th of last year, if I'm correct.
22.
Of 22. Oh, even farther.
Yeah, he was like 21 years old during this fight. He like started when he was 19.
Yes, and he came in as a wild man. Very unpredictable, which is why he could win some fights, but also not very polished. I think that's changed. I got the play, and I'm going to let these boys agree or disagree with me. And Hernandez, give me a little help on Hernandez, guys. Hernandez is going to probably defend against the takedown, right? He's probably going to keep him at a jab for a little bit, but Hernandez also is going to want to get this to the ground eventually, correct? Okay, this is where I think we go. All right, so it's plus 170 for round 1 and 2, 125 for that or decision. I think there's 2 ways to go with this fight. I think taking Chase Hooper to win in the 3rd or decision at 125, because I think this gets through the first round, folks. I think this gets through the first round. He could get him in the second. I do worry about that. Is there a bet where I could go over maybe 1.5 rounds and Chase Hooper?
That's minus 130.
That's minus 130, you said?
Hooper and over 1.5 is minus 130.
Okay, and I like that, and I know that's a little juicy. So depending on how aggressive you guys want to get, I think we gave you 3 options there that are all viable depending on how aggressive. So I think the super aggressive play would be taking James's at 175, Hooper by submission, right? That would be the most aggressive. I think then going to Hooper in the 3rd indecision. I just think Hernandez is going to defend against the takedown. But Hooper's so unorthodox with some of his attempts on taking the takedown. If this gets to the ground, if they're laying on their backs, Hooper's going to win this fight. I think Hernandez wins this fight by decision only if he can keep him at bay with the jab, keep this fight on the feet, and I just don't see that happening. What do you guys want to have as the official play then? Because I'm okay with any of these 3 we've kind of laid out.
I'm worried about the second round sub too. But
I do. So let's throw that play out then. Screw that play. So let's say, do we want to take just a Hooper sub, or do we want to take like a double chance?
I would do Hooper sub.
Just straight Hooper sub.
Yeah.
James, you're good with that. I already know.
I'm good with the sub, but if you're willing to like think he's gonna get the finish, you can still get the TKO or sub at plus 100, still even money.
I don't think he TKOs. I don't think he take.
I don't think so either, but this is fighting and anything can happen.
I know. All right, let's just keep it simple. Sub by Hooper. That will be the official. I think we keep it to maybe only just 2 units, nothing crazy. All right, so the next is the baddest bitches in South America. I think Jessica Andrade is from Brazil, right? Brazil, and then Mexico. Lupe. Oh, Lupe. Oh, I'm going to fuck this last name up. Gandes. Mark, come on, help me out.
Godínez.
Godínez. I just lost. I can't eat any tacos this week. So here, looking at the tail of the tape, these are some little midget bitches, 5'1", 5'2". Get down. How heavy are these? I bet you they're like 110, 125, 115. Reach is about the same. Legs are about the same length, and beautiful, beautiful legs. Why do we got to sexualize the fighters? Don't do that. Okay. Mark, this is your arena. Start us off.
I mean, Jessica Andrade, former champ, she's coming down. Since she's come down to 115, she's kind of been bullying everybody. She's unorthodox. She just comes running at you. Lupe is probably the most frustrating fighter to watch because she's so good, she's so well rounded, and she just does some of the stupidest shit you'll see. Like she just does not stick to a game plan. So I think Lupe
Like what?
wins. Like
I haven't seen Lupe fight. What's some unorthodox things she does?
if she should wrestle, she doesn't. She stands. If she shouldn't, if she should stand, she doesn't. She tries to wrestle. She just has bad fight IQ. Like just does dumb shit.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Does that give you pause then, thinking she could win this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, I think Lupe wins, but she's just a fighter that you've learned not to put money in or trust in.
Understood. James.
I hate the women fights, but I always bet on them anyway. I mean, I really don't have interest in this fight at all. I mean, just for like entertainment, I would do like I almost bet every single fight, and I'll do like a small sprinkle on an entertainment bet, and I would probably just for the fuck of it go really small with Andrade by finish.
Now, something that may play a role, and we didn't mention, but this is being fought in Chicago, Illinois. And Chicago, Illinois does have a large Hispanic population as well. So keep in mind that some of these maybe Mexican fighters or things like that might be the crowd favorites. I bring that up because we have Brazil and Mexico here. Lupe, might be the crowd favorite here, folks. Do you know, Mark? Do you know where each one of these girls are fighting out of?
Fighting out of, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Because, yeah, sometimes they're from somewhere, but they fight maybe in a different country or different, sometimes they come to the United States or whatever like that. All right. So high volume for ladies here. No, right? I mean, we're looking at basically 6.5 a minute, 4.25 a minute.
Oh, you know what? Lupe's fighting out of Mexico with Diego Lopez, that whole crew out of Mexico.
So Viva la Mexico, I guarantee she's the crowd favorite. I guarantee she's a crowd favorite. Can we bet on that? That's what I would bet on. All right, grappling. Flip me over to grappling. Takedown, defense, accuracy. So, I mean, this is probably going to, I mean, they might shoot a little bit here, but this is going to be mostly, these girls are going to be standing most of this fight, is my guess. James, give it to me.
There's a nice little bet there on an Andrade over one takedown at plus money. She's like a brawler. I could see her getting her up against the fence and landing a cheap takedown.
Yeah, she softens her up with a couple jabs and then shoots.
She's like a little pit bull.
Why you pulling that up is, A being over on significant strikes. Maybe like a combined, not the individual fighter, but a total. I mean, just looking at their numbers there, the number's probably going to be in the 120, 130 range. Now, this is a question for either one of you. Does this fight go the distance? Likely, not likely?
I mean,
Ted,
Godínez usually goes
strikes.
to the distance, and Andrade is all over the place. Like, she can get knocked out, subbed. She's been in like title fights. I don't know.
Let me just come from this from purely from like a mathematical side. Average fight time 13:40, 9:21. Not a lot of knockdowns.
Yeah, Godínez has
a lot of decisions.
Two finishes in her UFC career.
Yeah, that's the 8 and the 15%. So if this fight doesn't go the distance, but we get it into the third round, let's count this. Okay, so 5-minute rounds. So let's give them 12 minutes. Okay. So if I go 12 minutes, and that is 6, we'll go 6 shots, significant strikes, at 12 minutes, 72, and let's say times 12. So I think anything at 128 significant strikes, if the line is less than 128 significant strikes combined for these two girls, the play is the over. It's just math, folks. Because I think a lot of jabs.
I don't think you could find the combined total. I mean, I don't have it in New York.
At the time of recording, folks, the line is not out, but I'm telling you, come Saturday, this will be available. And I can't remember what book. I want to say FanDuel, but it could be DraftKings. There's a book.
Not to cut you
No,
off,
please do.
but it's probably going to be on DraftKings. They just haven't put it out because I looked at a different fight, and on DraftKings they have total combined significant strikes.
Perfect. Okay,
Or like
so this is
the Michael Page fight. They already have total significant strikes.
perfect. I know I've seen this bet somewhere. All right. If you're listening at home, this episode hopefully will be out Friday or maybe Saturday morning. Hopefully by the time you're listening, this is out. But at the time of recording, it's not, but it will be. And I'm telling you right now, I said 128. I need you to write that down, notate that somewhere, folks. If the number is under 128, we're going over. Sometimes we can do a ladder if they give you the stages, and sometimes you can shop the books around for this. So I like this fight getting to 130 significant strikes. So if you want to ladder something, maybe start at 120, 125, and go up. If this fight goes the distance, we've added another 3 minutes that I did not calculate. That should be at least another 25 to 30 strikes theoretically. That means, if you're following my math here, we could see upwards to 160 significant strikes if this fight goes to judges' scorecard. That would be a hell of a ladder if I think the number, just based upon what they're putting up there, because it was 67, right, was her individual number, and like 61. So that's right about 128 anyway. So I'm not going to be that far off, folks. The ladder should be there. And we could easily see 140, 150 strikes, which would be all plus money. Don't go crazy, but it's a great way to start off your fight because this could give you a lot of extra coin for later in the fight card. We spent way too much fighting or way too much time on that. Let's move to the next fight. So next fight is we have Gerald, and this is Mark's where he loves this because I can never get these fucking names right. Meerschaert. And then Michał.
Got this one for you.
Oh no, you're Russian.
It's Polish.
I love a good Polak. Have you ever had a good Polish sausage? Shout out to my buddy Frank Knitter down there in the south side of Chicago. Little shout out to Portillo's. Give me the combo dipped. Anyways, Michael Oleksiejczuk. All right, somebody help me out.
Oleksiejczuk.
Oh my God. I mean, you got to be drunk to say a name like that. Like, you got to be slurring some words to do that. Anyways, the Polacks coming in off a win. The good old American Gerald. By the way, as his friends call him Jerry, he's coming in off a loss. All right. Same weight. Reach advantage is going to the American. Legs about the same. All right. So we have a juxtaposition here. And this is what I want you guys to focus on. James, I'm going to have you start. But look, we're staring at one guy that loves the knockout, and we love another guy who loves the sub. How does this fight fall?
Yeah, one guy loves the knockout and one guy loves the sub. And the one that loves the knockout only loses by sub. Right? And this guy Meerschaert has like 80,000 fights and like 35 subs or something like that, I think. But we saw when he got in there with Hamzat, he can be knocked out very easily. And Oleksiejczuk gets in there. And when he does get the knockout, it's usually in round one. So
I already see where you're going with this.
I would go with the Polak by KO. And if you're, which it's probably, you're laying some juice.
First round knockout is what you're calling. Not just a knockout, but a first round knockout.
I would bet them both together. So
okay.
On the KO would be minus 115. I think those are the best.
Yeah. Plus, Ted, you were there. Go back down. Right there. So to knock KO, TKO, DKO in the first round is plus 200.
On then you FanDuel, it's plus 210.
So again, back to the shopping lines, folks. Whatever is available to you in your state, make sure you have an account open. And fucking just look. You don't even have to have money in there. Just open the account. And then if there is a good line, then deposit money in there. Like if you're a big fan of, let's say, because it's on the screen, DraftKings, and you keep, most of your bankroll in DraftKings, it's okay to have 3 or 4 other apps. And if you want to keep the balance in there low or zero, that's fine. And then just put money in there when you want to bet. But still look at those lines, folks. Even even if you're a $10 bettor, right? Small time person. We're talking even on something silly like this, plus 200 bet. So we're talking a difference of winning $20 or $21. Doesn't seem like a ton, but that's 10%. If you bet 5 fights and you won 10% more, so an extra $5, and we do this, twice a month on average, that's $10. Over the course of a year, that's another $120 by doing nothing different than just opening another app and looking. And that's a minimal. Sometimes these are 40 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar difference, folks. And I'm talking minimal, small-time bettors, $10 bettors. If you're a $100 bettor, now we're talking thousands of dollars a year in profit you're giving away by not opening up another app. Do it. Okay, so landed here, significant strikes, absorb, defense. At first glance, they don't look that different, but there is definitely an edge to the pull lock. Go to grappling. I already know this is going to go. The pull lock's going to look like shit, probably. Not really. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. He's never going to submit anybody. That's fine. But the submission here for Gerald is not great. The takedown defense is okay. Takedown accuracy, 30% takedown accuracy for somebody that's supposed to be good at grappling or that type of game submission is terrible. For somebody that is what you win by, what we see the numbers, he wins by submission. But to have your takedown accuracy is 30, that's terrible. Guys, we're going to be on the same boat. I know what the right bet is here. The more conservative bet. And these guys can get more aggressive if they want. This is what I like. Oh, fuck me. Of course, the odds. All right, here's the conservative play. If you want to be conservative, I think this is what we all agree on, but I'm looking at the odds. I wish they were better. It's minus 110. All right, so that's fine. So 110. So we're giving up 2.5 minutes for 20 cents on the dollar, right? To take the round one, round two. But I really want to get it to knockout. See, part of this is you're getting the submission factor in there, even though there's never going to be a submission. So you're actually giving away some value. There's only one fucking real play based upon the numbers. Is you put a 2-to-1 ratio on the pull lock to win by knockout. So at the plus 200, plus 210, whatever that is, you put a ratio of 2 on that, and then a ratio of 1 on a knockout in the second round, because it was like plus 400 or plus whatever it was. See what I'm saying? So let's just say like for $10. So you would put like 20 on a knockout in the first round, and you'd put 10 or whatever your ratio is, right? You follow along, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So we're heavier on the first round, but I still think a second round knockout's possible. If we get to a third round, I think 2 gas not knocking them out, it doesn't matter.
Right.
The math on this, well, I'll just say it's 200 to keep the math easy. Let's just say 20 to get 40 returned. I would lose the 10. That's a profit of $30. Okay. So I'm getting even money essentially, right? Because I'm putting up, or no, I would be getting better than even. I'm getting almost plus 110 then. And then on the 10, I'm getting 45.
You know, if you did the same game parlay and you just put him money line and then you put him by knockout.
Ted, pull it up. I want Ted to put this on the screen as you talk him through it. Ted, pull
And
this
then
up, please.
you go minutes, you don't go rounds, so you get your full second round. It'd be plus 110 if you go 10.5 minutes.
Okay. I like it. I'm telling you, there is a way. There is a way to get creative with this fight.
So pick him money line, Ted, and then you're going to scroll down. You're going to go to minutes and pick 10.5 minutes under 10.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then scroll up, and then you're going to hit fight props right at the top. And you're going to hit KO, TKO, and it should be plus 110. You see it over there on the right. It's plus 110.
Yeah, this is okay. And here's the other thing. I will throw this in. A lot of times, DraftKings will throw a same game parlay boost in there. If they do, or FanDuel or one of these other books, if they do, this is the play you should make. This is a great play to make with that boost. As far as you're looking at the way I was saying to do it is you're looking at a 30 in, 40 returned. That's a little bit better. So you would get, or 45, right? So you're investing 30 and you're going to either get back 41 or 45. So you're going to get 11, profit on top of that is more than 33. So you're closer to like 122 plus 122 odds the way I'm doing it. But this is simpler. And for just shits and giggles, you technically pick up 30 seconds in the third round. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Yes. 30 seconds. You pick up 30 seconds in for whatever that's fucking worth. I don't think that's going to be worth much, but it is what it is. So I'm good either way. I think if you get the boost, do this. If you don't get the boost, do it the way I said, because you pick up an extra 12 cents on the dollar, roughly, the way I had it doing it.
Unless you have a boost, like you said. Unless you have a same game parlay boost.
No. A same game parlay boost. Do this. I'm just saying, if you don't have, sometimes guys have got offshore accounts or whatever, and they can't do all that shit or whatever. Or maybe they put it on something else. I'm carving out an extra 12 cents on the dollar if you do it my way with the 2-to-1 ratio. But I can't beat a boost on that, so go with the boost. Okay, next fight, Ted. All right, I'm gonna fuck me, Susie, and call me Shirley. Bias Sangara, Susukarafa, and Eric Nolan. I love Eric Nolan's parents. He made that so easy on me. All right, both are making a debut. Russian United States is like the Cold War all over again. Weight's pretty much the same. Here's what I care about this. Mark, I say it every show. When it becomes 5.5 or 6 inches, it starts to make a difference. We're right there in that cut. We're right there on that cusp. We're on a 5-inch difference. It might be just a little bit under, but it's roughly like a 76% win rate for those fighters that possess a 6-inch reach advantage. So let's go up. And Mark, I'm going to hit on you first because these guys are probably a little bit unknown to the public. I'm guessing you know a little bit something about both of them.
Eric Nolan he won the Ultimate Fighter, so that Dana White gave him a contract and threw it. He literally just fought Monday or Tuesday. The other guy's good friend.
So this is a quick turnaround then. This is a quick turnaround for Nolan.
The other guy's a good friend of Hamzat that wanted to be on the fight card, so Dana White was just kind of doing a favor. So I haven't been able to watch too much tape on them. I don't watch the Ultimate Fighter. I watch so much past fights during the week that I just don't have time for the Ultimate Fighter. But Hamzat's friend should dominate here, just from what I've been seeing.
James?
So the Russian guy just fought on Tuesday in the Dana White Contender Series. And he's
Mark just said, hold on, time out. Mark just said the opposite.
No.
Are we on the same?
I had my guys make the other guy fought.
Okay, so the Russian fought on Tuesday.
Fought on Tuesday night, and now he's fighting again on Saturday.
That's tough.
But he's a crazy Chechen. He's training with Hamzat, and Hamzat, I don't know how much he's hyping him up, but he's saying that he's more of a killer than he is, which I doubt.
I doubt that too.
But a guy who fights on Tuesday and is ready to fight again on Saturday. I mean, the only bet here is, and you're not even getting good odds, is by him to get a first-round KO. And that's almost the only way to bet it.
I think this is a great spot to show some uses. But anyways, this is a great spot to where you can use a bathroom break, or maybe not bet this one. I don't think there's anything worth here. There's too unknown about. I mean, anybody that's going to come in here on this card with these guys and tell you that they know every little thing, and this is, I think you're best just to pass on this fight. I think you're just best to pass on this fight. Let's move on to the next fight, Ted. Go ahead, James.
KO.
Okay, James. Hey, look, if you're in the community, James puts out a bet for every fight. Join the community. You can still do it now until the end of August. Use the code Stay High. It locks you in for $33 a month for the rest of your life. You keep the membership. I don't change the prices on you. That's the way I roll. Tim Elliott is our next fighter. He's going against Kaya Asakura. I believe I got some sushi from there the other night. It was pretty good. James says, I got you laughing. You got to start this one off. How do you see this fight going?
I haven't. I mean, the Jap is like a heavy favorite, I think. I haven't really looked at this fight, but let someone else go. Let me take more of a look.
All right.
I wasn't even really gonna take.
That's my MO. I like to put you on the spot when you're least expecting it. All right,
Yeah.
Marcus Gutierrez. Hit it to me, brother.
Tim's coming off a big layoff. He's about over 2 years the last time he fought. He's like a high pressure wrestler, meaning he uses his strikes to get into his wrestling. He's pretty good. He's probably coming off of one of the most embarrassing. Like, the guy was honest about his personal life. He got married. His wife cheated on him with his best friend the night of his wedding. So maybe he has some of that anger.
Are they
shit.
still alive? Are they still alive?
Well, the other guy was a fighter too, and she was a fighter too. Yeah,
That still doesn't change the point. That's probably even more the point. That are they all still alive?
Yeah, everybody's still alive.
On the wedding night.
Yeah, he came out. And
that's out of a movie.
Yeah, and he was like, I think the guy even like married them. He was like the pastor that did it for them or whatever.
Oh my! I'm gonna look this shit up when we get off. I don't. That's crazy. That is crazy.
And then Kai, they brought him in. They basically brought him in for Pantoja because they wanted to see if he could out of pride. Pantoja just ran through his ass. So Kai's a heavy favorite here, but if he has not improved his wrestling defense, if he has not improved his takedown defense, he can be in a lot of trouble with Tim Elliott because Tim Elliott's a high pressure wrestler who throws submissions everywhere. But Kai is heavy handed. He should be able to get a win here, but if he can't stop the takedowns, Tim Elliott can definitely be a big underdog on this card.
James,
I mean, Tim Elliott is a lot bigger than him too, and if his wrestling is really good, he can. You see this all the time where like there's a striker, he just gets overwhelmed by guys who only want to wrestle. I could see this could be like one of those fights where we go with a dog. Like if you're not really into the fight and you're just willing to throw some action, you could take the dog.
For time constraints, I'm going to say officially we're not betting this fight and moving on. But again, if you're in the community, stay tuned because I'm sure both these guys will have it.
Yeah, there will be a play on this fight.
Yeah,
moving forward, Ted.
I'll probably be taking the dog, just to be honest.
All right, getting into, and if you watch the radio show, this was the fight I gave out courtesy of Mark. I got his assistance on it. But Gerald Cannonier and Michael Page. We got two brothers from two different mothers going at it. From across the pond, we got Michael Page. English, we got Gerald Cannonier. I actually like Cannonier, but just not in this fight. Height advantage to the Brit, weight advantage to the U.S. guy. Isn't that fitting, right? The U.S. guy is the heavier guy. Reach advantage back to Michael Page. Mark, I already know where you're going, so I'm not going to set you up. James, I want to hear your take first on this one.
I think MVP gets the win here.
That's Michael Page for those that don't.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know if he's definitely not going to sub Cannonier. I don't think he's subbing Cannonier. And I think like the best bet on this is either you're going to have to lay the juice MVP by win, just money line, or Page by decision, which is even money.
I
think he just keeps him on the outskirts and does his crazy striking, keeps him at bay. Cannonier is going to want to get in there. And if he's going to be like slapping him up with a jab, he could get caught if he tries to take it down to the ground. But I like MVP money line or decision. MVP on FanDuel is actually plus 120 now. It was even money earlier.
So you like Michael Page by points to win by decision? Okay.
Yeah, I can't. He could knock him out. He definitely won't sub him. But I think he tries to stay away from the danger. And
Mark, I think you're going to agree with this because I know we're on the same page. But real quick, Mark, you're on MVP as well here.
Yeah, MVP is a world champion point fighter. And for those that don't know, point fighting is basically the art of hitting and not getting hit. And Gerald Cannonier has always been gun shy. He's always been he would just never throw his hands. I think MVP dominates this fight. I think he looks good in this fight. This is a perfect dream matchup for him. So I'm probably gonna go a little more aggressive, and on DraftKings I'm gonna take minus 3.5 points on MVP, which just means he has to win every round. He has to win a decision, and he has to win every round on one of the judges' cards, or he can knock him out, and you still get your win.
So minus 3.5 points, which means any win inside the distance, and if we go to scorecard, he's got to win every round, right?
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's decision.
That's plus 120.
Yeah, and he has to win 3 rounds on at least one of the judges' scorecards. If he loses a round and it goes to decision, you lose your bet.
Understood. James likes Page to win by points. So just to get to the scorecard and judge. I like somewhere in between, and this was the official play I gave out today, so I'll just reiterate, is I like Michael Page to win in the third round or decision. So if he does win by a knockout or something like that, it'll probably be in the third round. But again, we get the decision. I think I had it at minus 120. Maybe it was minus 120. Oh, actually, you know what? It was minus 105 on FanDuel, and it was minus like 120 on DraftKings. So FanDuel's the place for that. Minus 105, pretty close to even money. Michael Page, I don't think either one of these guys are going to go against this play, but Michael Page to win in the third round or by decision. I think that'll be the official play for the show as well. No pushback from those guys. Ted, for time's constraints, let's keep it moving to the next fight. All right, so the next fight on the card is they have Geoff, 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 Neal, and Carlos Prates. Am I close on that, Carlos Prates? Okay, Mark, you're going to start us off with Geoff, Neal, and Carlos.
Jeff Neal's a good striker with a lot of power. He does high output. He likes to control the distance in the exchanges. He wants to be in control of the length. He wants to control when the exchanges happen. He does not like pressure in his face, and Carlos is exactly that. This dude has a big gas tank, which is crazy since he smokes a pack of cigarettes a day. It's fucking nuts. He lost his last fight to Ian Gary, which I think if he would have just kept throwing punches in that later round when he had him in trouble, that he could have won by stoppage. But Neal's a tough guy, but I like Carlos here. I'm also biased. I'm a huge Fighting Nerds fan. I'm all over the Fighting Nerds lately. And so
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And I think Carlos wins this fight. I think he can actually get Neal out of there. I think he can win by finish. The thing about the Fighting Nerds is their jiu-jitsu is so underrated. It was Silva submitted Bryce Mitchell like with the craziest choke, and these guys are dangerous everywhere. So if Neal tried to wrestle, I think he'd be in trouble. I think Carlos is just better.
James?
Same. I think the same way in this fight. I think Prates gets him out of there. And just before his last fight, he went in there with like a wrestler, and Neal's not a wrestler, so I think this fight stays on the feet unless Prates takes it down. And he's run off like 10 straight finishes in a row before his last loss. So you can get him by finish at like 115, or just by KO, you could get him by 130. But just like Mark said, these guys have good BJJ, and I would take the double chance. You're giving up 15 cents, but it's still a plus money bet.
Let's move over to grappling first. Okay. And this lives on the ground. Switch over to significant strikes. He's got some high volume, Neal. All right, go back to the odds screen.
So on the DraftKings, just go to the winning method, and there you'll have your regular finishes or the double chance. I'm probably going to be safe on this. He hasn't had a sub, but I'm willing to throw it in there and give up the extra 15 cents. So you can go down to, on FanDuel, it'd be under the same game parlay tab, and you just scroll down to double chance.
So double chance. You want knockout and submission, James? That's 115 plus 115.
Yeah, I mean, Prates is a finisher.
All right. Mark, you agree with this?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I'm not going to disagree, guys. I think that'll be the official play. My only thing is don't go crazy. Jeff Neal does have some output. He could catch him. He could win. I wouldn't go crazy on this. I wouldn't go more than maybe 2 units, but I think we're all in agreement. Let's move on to the next fight then.
Hold on, one more
Yep, go
second.
ahead. Go ahead.
If you want, you can also take Prates to win in rounds 1 or 2 at plus 150. I don't think it goes to the. I mean, if it goes round 3 and it goes to a decision,
He's gassed
whatever.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not winning this bet at a decision anyway, so really you're giving up the 3rd round.
Yeah, for.
And I don't know a ton about these guys, and I know they're a little bit smaller, so the tanks are probably a little bit better. But a lot of times on those knockout type props, if you're getting to the later rounds, you're done. They're too gassed. Usually, not always, but usually, it's hard to get a knockout or a sub late in the 3rd round is tough. Normally, they're gassed, they're sweaty, especially a sub when they're sweaty and bloody and their arms feel like jelly. Yeah, it's tough to get a sub late in the match. All right, next fight for us, Ted. Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. I like Pico de Gallo. I think it's a great garnish to add to a lot of dishes. Anyways, we're talking fights, and it looks like Aaron Pico is a little newer to the fight game with UFC. I'm guessing he's coming in from another organization. Is that correct, Mark?
Yeah, Bellator and PFL.
Okay. How do you see this one going then?
So that's the thing. Aaron's another one of these hyped fighters coming out from a different organization, and they haven't been running good lately. This year, they've been putting them in, and they've been getting they haven't been looking good.
The
Lerone,
fight camp?
no,
You mean the fight camp as a whole?
no. Like anytime they've been bringing in these guys from Bellator or PFL, we
Just anybody from that fight league. Gotcha. Okay.
anybody that they've been bringing up that's been hyped up. That big heavyweight just lost to the other guy that they actually just released. Like shit like that's been happening. But Aaron Pico is tough, man. He is a high pressure. His hands are heavy. He's a good wrestler. Lerone wants to control the fight. He wants to control the distance. If Lerone wins this, it's going to be a boring shit fight. But with this, I think Aaron can get in there. I think he can pressure him. I think he can hurt him. The thing I do worry about is anytime guys have come into Lerone has some sick, nasty elbows that just creates cuts instantly. But Dan Ige was able to take Lerone down pretty easily. Emmett was able to take him down. I think four or 5 times their last fight. Um, it should be a tough fight. It should be a good fight, and I think Aaron does do well in his debut. But it's not a fight that I have very confident. Lerone Murphy can definitely win this.
James?
I'm on Lerone Murphy. I also think the new guys that come in with all this hype. I think it was like 2 cards ago they brought in the champ from Bellator, and he just got smoked. He gassed, and he didn't look good at all. And I'm just gonna take the dog in this fight. I mean, Murphy is a boring fighter. It's decision. So I would just take him on the money line.
I'm going with James on this one.
Nothing fancy.
Do not trust these fucks that come over until somebody can prove it. It's like until you prove to me that you can, I'm not going to ever take that side. So,
I mean,
go ahead.
The level of competition, you can just see it in the UFC and these other organizations. Like
it's
when they
AAA baseball versus the major leagues. There is a definite difference. If you bring up a AAA baseball to play in the major leagues, it's the same difference, guys. So those that are maybe sports fans that aren't huge UFC fans, think about a guy playing in the XFL and then trying to go play in the NFL, or a guy playing in AAA baseball and go play in major leagues. There is a guy playing in the D League and then go play in the NBA, right? There is a definite difference in talent when you make that jump up. There's levels to this game, as they say.
Yeah,
So
I totally
until I see it,
you guys aren't going to get pushed. Yeah, I totally agree. I would not put any money on Pico at all.
well,
I've
that
been
was
burned
easy.
by these champs.
And Mark, we've talked about this before. When we're taking the plus money, especially in a situation like this, there's no need to get cute. So it's plus 154 here on the screen. It could be better other places. You know, if you listen to James and want to get aggressive, sure, Murphy by decision plus 250. But again, you're happy with 150.
Yeah.
You're happy with 150. Now, I'll tell you this much. If you're having a great night and we're just clean sweeping the fucking night and things are running hot, I don't mind you sprinkling, like before the match starts, sprinkling Murphy by decision. If we're running good and you're up a bunch of money, I don't mind that. But otherwise, keep it simple, stupid, straight money line Murphy. That's the play until a Bellator guy or one of these other leagues can come in and show me that they got the stuff. I'm not believing it, and I'm not buying it. The final fight of the night, the one that I've really been, most of this card does not get my dick fucking hard. This fight right here, this shit right here, this gets my fucking dick hard. This is worth the pay-per-view alone. So this is what we're going to do for this fight. Without your info, without your insights, I want to give my insights first. Change it up here a little bit and see if you guys are with me or against me. These guys are pretty much spot on when it comes to weight, reach, a little bit of length to the Plessis, maybe a little edge to Plessis. Now, the takedown defense is something to pay attention to here. So I think, and they both are good on the ground. I think Hazmat is better on the ground, and I think Plessis is going to have to win this fight on the feet if he wants to. James, take it away.
So I really like Chimaev in this fight. Plessis, he's a really good fighter, but this is he's won 3 title fights. He beat Sean. He had to go to a decision twice against Strickland, and then he got Izzy. But I think Izzy's been falling off already. But I'm betting this fight 4 ways, and I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna disperse the units. But I'm definitely putting a sprinkle on Chimaev, round 1 submission. That you can get at plus 300 or something, maybe even more. I'm going to take him on the double chance as well. There, you're going to have to lay some juice. But like I said yesterday in the chat, I'm going to risk the dick on this fight.
And let me put this in real quick for those that don't know. And James, we might have lost your video there. Risking the dick. We might have lost James completely. He'll come back. Anyways, this is a great time for me to explain at home what risking the dick is. So kind of how this came in, I got it, Ted. How this started was, a lot of guys in the community run their mouth, talk a lot of stuff. I said, okay, well, are you gonna risk your dick? Are you willing to risk your manhood on this? And then so most of these guys got little schmeggles. So we started calling it a shrimp. And then your Highness, you're not rocking with no shrimp cocktail. Keep your tartar sauce to yourself. It's an 8-unit play, ladies. And when you want to risk the dick, you got to be able to handle all 8 units. So when James says he's risking the dicks, that's what he's saying. He's saying he's putting at least 8 inches of love inside you, and he hope he comes out the right side. James, welcome back.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a segue, brother. Get it.
So, yeah, I like Chimaev round 1 sub. That would be like a little smaller bet since I'm going to risk the dick on the double chance. And then I also you can get good odds.
Ted, can you pull up that double chance bet that he's talking about so the fan
it's like around minus 140. I think right now would probably be a good time to grab it because I've been seeing the money line and Chimaev go up, not down.
So are you going to lay 9 units to win 6 roughly then, or like 8.5 to win 6?
10.
10 units.
10. And then I'm going to take Chimaev round 1 sub. And I saw earlier, let me find it.
5 round. There you go. Bingo. All right. We see you. I hear you. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your screen right here for all your different things. So you wanted a Kazmat plus 430. I'm trying to see it there on the screen. I'm not looking where. Right there. Okay. Submission in the first round. Now, what you could do is you could wait a little bit and let that number drop to 420 and then hammer the fuck out of it, right? Smoke weed every day. Anyway, so first round, what about something where we do a round, like a same game parlay where maybe we pick up the first 2 rounds?
That's another bet. I had Chimaev rounds 1 and 2. and I think it's at plus 130. So I think if it goes to round 2, he just wears him out and overwhelms him in round 1, and then just goes and finishes him in the second round.
Do any of us think this gets to a 4th round?
I don't
Mark,
think so.
you jump.
But
Mark, you jump in. Mark, you take over. I want your take on this.
I'll be honest, man. I've watched and rewatched film. Like DDP has never faced a high volume, high pressure wrestler. The one time Robert Whitaker wanted to take him down, he took him down with ease. Now DDP was a lot bigger than Whitaker, so he was able to power his way up. So Chimaev is going to take him down. It's just going to be is DDP that much stronger and that much bigger where he can get up, or is he going to be like everybody else where he can't get up? So the takedowns are going to happen. The way DDP rushes in and just throws crazy wild shit, he leaves himself to being taken down. So it's just gonna you're betting on whether he can get up or not. I haven't seen it. I'm not as confident as James in this fight, but I am leaning towards Chimaev. I generally, just because of my background, I always generally lean towards wrestlers, high power wrestlers. So
Which he is.
exactly, and so the takedowns are coming. Just if DDP can get up or not, but yeah, submission is definitely live.
All right, so let's do this. Taking what you guys have said, kind of what I'm thinking. Ted, they're on the DraftKings. Let's go to a same game parlay. Let's pull up the same game parlay. I got an idea. I don't know what the odds are going to be, but I got an idea. All right, so we are going to take Kazmat here, money line. And then rounds. Nope, minutes. Minutes. So it's 5-minute rounds, 15. We want 15 in a nickel and a half. Under 175 right there. Click that. Thank you. And then method of victory, please.
Oh, I taught you a new little bet here.
No, I like to see. Hey, like most monkeys, I can be trained well. Fight prop, sir. Yeah, there you go. And sub. Method of victory sub. 175, folks. Does anybody disagree with this as the official play?
No, I like it.
I like it too. I mean, you get the full fight on the sub at 145, so you're getting a little extra. I don't think if Hamzat wins this fight, it's not going past 3 rounds, definitely.
So, okay, what if we do this? Ted, back out of the 15 and a half. What if we give him even more wiggle room and get this where it's more maybe like 150? Yep, just go to the minute part of it and then unclick that, and let's get us at scroll down a little bit for me. I just want to see where the jumps are at.
17 and a
By the
half.
way,
17 and a
this
half.
is a great. So you got a 15 jump, you got a 10 jump, you got a 15 jump, you got a 20 jump. So the 20 jump is where they're going to punish you. So this is a good. Pay attention, folks. Where you see books jump the biggest is where they think the number is going to be the sweet spot. You follow me? So if you go from 16 and a half to 20, that's a 10-cent jump. If you go 17 and a half to 18 and a half, that's 15 cents. You jump at 20 cents from 18 to 19 and a half, and then back to 15, 10, 15, 15. So there's your spot. 18 and a half is our number. We're staying on that side of it. And what does that get me? 160. We only gave up 15 cents and we picked up 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I like that, guys. 160 under 18 and a half minutes sub. That gets us the first 3 rounds in the first, 3 minutes?
3.5. 3.5 minutes of the 4th round.
3.5 minutes in the 4th round. I'm putting the stamp on that. Anybody gonna veto this?
No.
Book this shit. How many units? How big? What is? Just throw a 50 in the thing so I know what. Does that come to an even amount? 5 and the 130. Perfect. 5 unit play. 5 fucking unit play.
Nice.
James, I know James don't disagree with this. So yeah,
I'm
if you're a quarter better, we based around.
Yeah.
You make 200. You bet 125. So you have 25 unit better. That's what we base everything around in the community. You bet $1.25. You win $200.
And I like this time. He didn't have any weight problems. He actually came in underweight. I think he's ready for this fight. He's been waiting for a title fight, and I think he comes out there and doesn't disappoint at all.
Yeah, he came in at 183 and he looked good. He looked good on the
Yeah,
scales.
I think he's ready for this fight, and I think he's going to hold on to this belt for a while. I don't see anyone in the middleweight division taking it from him for a while.
And if there was any question on how strong he was, there was a scene yesterday. He was with DC, and DC's a big guy, and he picked him up and swung him around like if he was a child. It was the funniest thing to see. I mean,
Yeah, he
so
went
For
on the
those that don't
merry-go-round. You
know,
got to pay 50 cents for a ride like that.
it was the funniest thing. I mean, it was nasty.
and for those that don't know, DC is one of the commentators for the UFC and was Olympic and college wrestler and is a big motherfucker. I mean,
Found at like 285 right now.
he might be over 3 bills. Not his fighting weight was like 260 or something like that. I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, he'd go 205. He did lightweight and heavyweight.
Okay, so yeah, but he's a big boy, so that's
Yeah.
something.
I mean, he locked his hands and swung him around like a child.
All right, so let's do this. We're going to put a bow on the show. Ted, I want you to pull me up the UFC page. And I don't need the details. I just want the individual fights. And we're going to start the bottom, scroll up. And I'm just going to kind of rip off what we are going to say is the official takes here real quick. So, Chase Hooper we like. And I believe if we said we're just going to suck on the bullet and take straight submission with Chase Hooper only. Move up, Ted. Next fight.
Andrade.
Jessica, Andrade, and Lupe, fuck it up again, Godínez, whatever. The line's not out yet, but we want to go over on total significant strikes. 128 we think is the magic number. Anything over that's good. So that is a wait and see type bet. Moving on. The Polak knockout. 2 different ways to skin this cat. You can do it my way. You pick up another 12 cents. You do a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 units on the Polak knocking a guy out in the first round. 1 on the whatever ratio on the second round knockout. Or if you get the boost on any of the books, like Mark says, go in there and do the same game parlay. You pick the Polak to win on the money line. You pick them under, what do we say, 10.5 minutes, which keeps you in the second round. You're good, and 30 seconds into the third, and to win by knockout. That was the if you're doing same game parlay. All right, next fight. We're not touching this one. They want to fuck around and find out. Take TKO for the guys, the Russian kid in the first round, James says. But no official play there. Moving on. No official play there either, but I think they were leaning. Now, here's the other thing while we're here. This Japanese guy, Kaya, he's coming from one of these other leagues too, right?
Yeah, they brought him from Pride in Japan.
Fuck that shit. Fuck
He
that
lost.
shit. And this guy can't keep a woman happy. So he's got a lot of pent up frustration. Give me Tim Elliott. Give me fucking Tim Elliott. I don't even know what the line is. Is he the favorite? Who's the favorite?
He's a
Elliott
big
plus
dog.
250.
Fucking money line. Tim Elliott right now. If he can't fuck, he better fight. You see what I'm saying? He can't fuck, obviously. So hopefully he can fight. Give me Tim Elliott. Just a sprinkle, nothing crazy. Keep it raw, just like the sushi they are. Moving on, you know the official play for the next fight. I've talked about it a bunch, but there's a lot of ways to skin this cat. I'm going to be a little bit greedy and say that my way to do it is the way for the official play, which is Michael Page to win in the third round or by decision. But each of these guys, you can go back and listen to that section, has their own way to skin this fight based upon their own styles. But I think everybody agrees Michael Page, however you can get your way on him or on his side, that's the way to go. Next fight. We liked Carlos to win in the first couple rounds by submission. This was not an official bet, I don't believe, right? We did not make this an official play.
I think we were on the knockout.
Sorry, knockout. Did I say sub? Sorry.
I said double chance.
Let Ted. Ted's going to speak up. He knows what's going on. In what? Just for the whole fight? Okay, so double chance for Carlos for the whole fight. That was the play there. Moving on. Murphy. Yes. Murphy, again, this is the whole thing we're going with is we don't trust these scrubs. We don't want no scrubs sitting in the passenger side of a Bellator ride trying to holler at me. I don't want these guys coming from the minor leagues. I'm not putting my money until somebody can show me they're worth it. We haven't seen it. I'm not with Pico de Gallo. Give me Murphy leading the St. Lunatics. All right, moving on to the final. There's a lot of old references I hope people can get here. All right, the final fight of the night. The fight you've all been waiting for. Wait, the one that you tell your wife to shut the fuck up, sweetheart. I'm trying to watch this. All right, so the fight we got here, We got real fucking creative. I like this. It gets me excited when we can get minds together and we can get this shit figured out. Pull up the draft. Thank you, Ted. Look, he's better than a trained monkey. He's a trained teddy bear, folks. He's got it there right for you. If you're a $25 unit better, you're betting $125. If you're a $20 better, you're betting $100. If you're a $10 better, you're betting $50. You can figure your own math out of that, folks. But it's on the screen right there for you, folks. We're taking Kazmat, the hazmat suit himself, money line, three-way. It's not getting a three-way. What does that mean? It just means it can't end in a draw. He's got to win on decision, but you're going to see that doesn't matter. Because submission has got to be the exact method of victory, and we're saying under 18 and a half minutes. What does that translate for those that failed fifth grade math? That means 3 rounds plus 3.5 minutes into the fourth round. If he subs him within that time, you're going to get a return on $125 of $200, meaning $325 in your bankroll that you didn't have there once you place the bet. Guys, it's been a great show. As always, Mark, I'm going to give you the time to think. James, do you have something to leave the people with? A message, some advice?
We're going to give you a winning parlay for tomorrow night. We hit, I think, on the previous card, we hit a big parlay. I think it was like a 5 or 6 fight. So we're gonna go.
What's the advice for the people? We need advice. Yeah, the advice for the people on the spot, and it doesn't have to be sports betting related. It could be life advice. Could be life advice.
Risk it, or you'll regret it.
I always said risk it for the biscuit, but all right.
Risk it, or you'll regret it. But don't be sitting there tomorrow saying, I should have done this or I should have done that.
And I would say that's true for life. Let's take gambling aside, because obviously there's always risk involved in gambling. But look, if you see that good-looking woman in the grocery store and there's no ring on that finger, you could say hi. You know, if you're out and about and you see that old lady struggling to get her groceries in the car, I don't know why everything's around a grocery store, but you see her getting the groceries, help her out, right? Here's the thing. Sometimes in life, to make a special impact on somebody's life, it's very small. It's just the right time at the right opportunity doing the right thing. And you never know when the next opportunity is going to present itself if you never put yourself in front of the door or knock on the door or ring the bell. Now, don't join the Jehovah's Witness, because then we'll get annoyed with you. But my saying is present yourself and the opportunities will present themselves. Put yourself in a position to be successful, and success will find you. Mark, what is your advice for the people?
You know, people are going to think we talked about this beforehand, but totally going off. My same advice was there's no bad decisions. It's either a great story or a lesson. That's it. So, you know, and there's, like you're saying, if you're thinking about doing something, go do it. I mean, you're a great example, Chad. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? You wanted to get this thing going, and you fucking took a risk, man. Like, perfect
example. It wasn't
example.
even that long ago. It was maybe 3 years ago. I said, you know what? I had a good job. I mean, it was a 6-figure job. I had good benefits. And I said, fuck, we're going to do this. And now I'm sitting in a room in my house on a podcast talking to you two beautiful motherfuckers. But here's the thing. I would not change it for the world. Would not change it for the world. Because every day I wake up, I love my life. And I can't necessarily say that when I was grinding 9 to 5 in these sales jobs, making a shit ton of money for other people and just getting my commission check. So sometimes in life, the greatest risk is not taking one.
Yep, absolutely.
There is not one successful person that you've ever met, and I'm talking to you, the listener, right now. I don't care if it's a friend, a family member, a colleague, maybe a mentor. None of those people that you deem to be successful in your life did not take a risk. They took a risk on asking that girl out. They took a risk on that job interview. They took a risk moving towns. Whatever it is, nobody has ever been successful in the world without risk. But it's calculated risk. And that's what I want to leave you with, and that's what we're going to leave you with. Just because we're out here having a good time, making some money, we are leaving you with calculated risk to leave you with a prosperous life. And as always, folks, let's not take this too serious. We fucking all the bitches. Get in where you fit in. That's our time. Peace.
Peace.